Every single time someone picks up a game, I highly doubt that they think, I don't feel like doing everything this game has to offer, unless they just picked up Cyberpunk 2077. But 9 times out of 10, we find ourselves drifting towards other things before we've achieved everything in the previous game. We think, yeah, I got better things to do, like burning my copy of Cyberpunk 2077. But sometimes a game really grabs you and you actually do everything that's offered, and, it's a great feeling. Until we realize, like, fuck, we haven't. There is a depth of things to do in most video games ever released that is abnormally big. So large, in fact, that in actuality, almost no one has accomplished everything a game has to offer, and defining what everything looks like is difficult. Take, for example, Diablo 2. The game has 5 acts, 7 character classes, and a smattering of endgame content. You play through the game as the Chattist class barbarian, of course. You slug Diablo, you slam Bale, you beat the game, and then you are presented with a second difficulty. Cool, you might say. You play through the game a second time, and you have once again defeated all the bosses the game requires you to beat, only to be met with a third and final difficulty. Fuck, you might say. You play through the game yet again, and finally you've conquered the game on the hardest difficulty, beating everything that is required to be beaten. But in reality, you have done shit towards accomplishing everything the game has to offer. This is a new series I want to start doing, entitled Achieving Everything in Game title. You think you could come up with a better title? Go ahead, I'm waiting. Let's see your program. The gist of the idea is that I pick a game, we have a little romp, a little ruckus, and determine the absolute extent of content we can explore. I'm not going to discuss aspects of the game that are outside the game, such as speedrunning, because it's not really uncompleted content if you don't hold every record for something. Also, by my own admission, I am not a mathematician or a statistician, but more of a limited edition secondary emission atomic energy commission, which in other words, I'm a simple guy who likes to talk generalizations rather than specifics. That way, if even you have no clue what game I'm talking about, speak my language, or even know what the fucking concept of time looks like, I can still convey how insane things can get. To this end, I introduced this time bar, which is a visual color-based indicator of how much time you have to waste in order to achieve every task in a game. As I describe things, it will passively grow to become more and more colorful and sizable. It's a good way to avoid saying hours, numbers, minutes, or having to think in any critical way. We all enjoy a little simplistic representation, right? So I figured to kick off this format, let's talk about Diablo 2, always fun. Firstly, rewind the clock to the moment you picked your first character. You have completed 1 pathway, but there are 6 more you haven't done. With Barbarian completed, you go on to beat the game with every class, which takes a fairly considerable amount of time. Also, for the record, I'm not going to factor in vague cheating methods like having someone boost you through the game. The logic is you're doing this yourself. So now we have 7 character classes done, each one beating normal, nightmare, and hell. So what's next? Well, do it again, but this time in hardcore mode. Hardcore mode, of course, meaning you can't die, so, sounding fun yet? You just tediously beat 105 acts of content where you are allowed to die. Now you have to do it all over again without ever slipping and losing a life. Oh yeah, but wait, I forgot. There's a lot of quest skipping in this game, so before you've really done everything on these characters, make sure to get every quest done as well. No, don't worry, it keeps getting worse. Additionally, there exists endgame in Diablo 2, all 2 things, but they are there. Uber Diablo and the Pandemonium event, both of which require a lot of planning and preparation. So yeah, do it 14 times, thank you very much. This is probably the biggest stretch, to be honest, because it's a little on the line of too bullshit to say that you didn't complete these bosses with hardcore barbarian, but if you didn't do it, you didn't do it. It's content you've not seen. Is it very functionally different than doing it on softcore assassin, for example? Not really, but it is different. The reservoir keeps getting deeper though. You've now beaten the game 14 times across every character class, completing every quest and endgame content with them all. But you need to get to level 99, remember. Level 99 in Diablo 2 is staggeringly horrible to achieve. It takes hundreds, if not thousands, of dedicated hours of farming to push through 95 to 99. The time bar is about to get fucked. We are moving this way up there because doing it on softcore is bad enough, but hardcore is almost insane. It's a grind like no other, but the good news is that this grinding will put you decently far into the next exceptionally huge time sink. The Holy Grail is a concept within the Diablo 2 community, the concept being find every unique or set item in the game. It's quite fun, just boosting up insane amounts of magic, finding, scouring the game thousands of times over to try and find the most elusive and rare stuff, until it stops being fun, and it's quite literally a waste of time as you look for one item that will not drop. For fun, here's a visual depiction of every single item on that list. Don't mind the fact that the text can't be read. I'm guessing about that, because I'm recording the audio before I do the visuals. We'll see what it looks like. Besides the fact that I can attest to how long and how much effort this takes, because I've tried and gotten pretty far into the Holy Grail, let me just visually indicate it by pushing up this here bar. We're in the non-endgame now, because it just keeps getting worse. So, you've now severely tediously found every single item in the entire game. Well done. Every set, every unique, everything. This also includes finding the 8 specific rainbow facet combinations, as well as every class torch from the Uber's event, but we actually haven't found every item yet. For most unique items in the game, you can find ethereal varieties, which are stronger versions that cannot be repaired. They are effectively time 10 times rarer than normal variety. Oh, fuck's sake, I can't say this. It's 10 times rarer. Ethereal items, so there's normal uniques, and then there's the ethereal versions, and then they're 10 times rarer, so do the math. Essentially, yeah, we gotta find them all. So finding every unique and set item in the game is horrendous enough, but finding mostly all of them again, except now they're 10 times rarer, you better just call your work and say that you're never coming back in, and also fuck you, you bastards. If you couldn't tell, this is now going off the deep end. The time this all takes is getting so ridiculous it probably took less collective time to develop, produce, package, and ship the game than it does to do all this bullshit. Also, find every rune in the game. Also, find enough to make every rune work. This entails both farming and finding a currency of items that are pretty different drops and uniques and set items, and getting an absolute fucking comical amount of them to put yourself over the edge. On screen now is the grand total of runes you will need to accomplish this task. We're in the shit brain now. This is approaching the theoretical limit, but I will offer two divergent paths. This is your last chance. After this, there is no turning back. You take the little bitch, the story ends, you wake back up in your computer chair and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the insane fuck, you say in Seer land, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes. Remember, all I'm offering is the removal of the rest of the time you have in your life in order to say you've achieved everything in Diablo 2. Okay, so we can call it quits at every class to level 99 in softcore and hardcore, having completed every quest and endgame content available, every single rune word created, while completing the Holy Grail and the Ethereal Holy Grail. But if we want to go as deep as it goes, we need to find every single permutation of every item. Any math majors probably just had a collective pants dumping at the notion of how many permutations every item in this game has. Take, for example, Tyrael's Might, the rarest item in the game. It rolls some stats when the item drops, those being the enhanced defense, damage to demons, and strength bonus. So this has reached the point where there is no chance anyone will ever complete this task, but technically speaking, you have to find every item variation in the game in order to complete the game. So essentially, this is billions and billions of items more, because you can have some insanely high number of combinations that I cannot figure out because I'm a mere YouTuber, not a theoretical number assist. So yeah, here's a duplicated time bar. The first one is the literal sane one that encompasses doing every general task. This is what we're rolling with when we want to consider achieving everything in Diablo 2. As for this one, it's as specific as I can get, and if we're being serious, it's impossible to achieve this. You could be running bots all year for 90 years and you will not see this completed. So a final total, if you can call it a total, I'm giving you bars instead of numbers, for the real count is absurdly high. You have to do an incredible amount of focus grinding to be able to say you even got 99 14 times alone. Beyond that, finding every item in the game practically 10 times each, getting all kinds of runes, and making every single rune word. And then you are done. It is only the worst thing you'd ever have to do, but you could say that you managed to achieve everything in Diablo 2. And going forward for this series, I have a lot of ideas that I want to explore, some beyond the point of nutjob-icity, and some that are a little more comfortable. The next time I do one of these, I'm thinking we talk something manageable.